So hello guys, we're starting now. We're about 200 now. We're waiting for the others and they will join in. That's okay. So I think, I'm not sure if y'all can see ma'am. She is Dr. Taru Jindal, and she has been a very big inspiration to all of us, from small kids to everyone who is there, from medical or non-medical background. She has been an inspiration. She is an MS in obstetrics and gynecology, and she has had a very good curriculum. If we talk about that, she has been the project head and of this Doctors for You Rural Health Center, established a low cost. Guys, if you cannot hear, please ask in the WhatsApp group, and let's not disturb here about this. And now we need to concentrate. Okay. So yes, let's welcome ma'am. She has been a big person now. She has been the Karmaveer Chakra awardee. She has been the youth leader from India in the Silver Jubilee Conference of WABA. She has also been the speaker at TEDx Bandra 2018. We also know her for Most Inspiring Women of the Year award for valuable contribution in field of healthcare. She has also authored a book on Bihar. Now she will also be talking about that. I hope you all guys do have a look on that. A Doctor's Experiment in Bihar, a story of an inspiring struggle to transform maternal and child health care. So guys, here we have it for Dr. Taru Jindal. A very warm welcome to her. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Namaste. My name is Taru, and thanks a lot to change the climate change. पहली बात तो मैंने जब change the climate change, when I heard that the name of the organization itself, I was so impressed, because I think that's the greatest calling of our generation today. And thanks a lot for giving me this opportunity to present my ideas, my work in front of all of you. And I have heard that there are students from the 10th standard from Punjab, and I guess from Tamil Nadu. Not sure if I have teachers also in the session, and in case there are teachers, so my namaste to all the teachers as well. So students would be joining from home, I guess. So you would be having some questions, which I'll take towards the end of the session. So you can put it in your chat, whatever you feel. You can just put it in your chat. I'm sorry, just for, there has been an interruption. Yeah, great. So I think I start. So on 5th June, so was the World Environment Day. And I believe I have never seen so much action and activity happening on an Environment Day. Actually, I was not even aware of the Environment Day till this year. And I realized this year that the amount of activity, even in my own life, towards the environment has increased in the last few years. So I am here to present a few actions that I and my husband, who is a psychiatrist, both of us have taken to be more sustainable. So what is sustainable? Sustainable means living in a way that makes your life sustainable towards the environment. We are not damaging the environment. We ensure that our lifestyles don't create a dent in the environment. So that is sustainability. So we started our journey in I think 2013. Yeah, 2013. That was my last year of MD. And these are the two documentaries that I watched. So An Inconvenient Truth was a documentary by Al Gore. So if you, I don't know, you all must be small at that time. Al Gore was the vice president of United States when George Bush was the president. So he started working a lot on the environment, and he came up with this documentary, An Inconvenient Truth. And it was about the impact of what humans were doing on the environment. And when I saw that documentary, I was like zapped. What is this? I mean, before 2013, I don't think I had ever given a thought to what I was doing with regard to the impact that it had on the environment. It was only after that documentary that I actually started thinking. The second documentary was this, the Story of Stuff project. This beautiful documentary that you will find easy on YouTube, and I really recommend that you watch it. In this, that lady just goes through the entire journey of stuff, the stuff that we use at home, the stuff that we use at our workplaces, in schools, and every single stuff that we use. What is the story about it? From production to disposal. And the entire chain, it covers the entire chain. And it makes us realize that we have so much stuff. And where is all this stuff going? And this stuff is creating so much waste. Beautiful two documentaries, probably my first little steps into the world of sustainability. Maybe a year after that, the first thing that came to my mind was, what about the pads that girls use, that we all use? So these pads are made of 90% plastic, even though we call them as cotton pads. 90% is plastic. And what happens when we just throw them in the dustbin or flush them down the toilet? What happens to it? So then when I read about it, I came to know that it takes more than 500 years for a single plastic pad to get completely decomposed. Can you even imagine this? So in one day, if you're using what, 4 pads, 3 to 4 pads, an average period is of 4 to 5 days. So imagine you're throwing 20 such pads every month in the environment, which just gets buried in the landfill. So what is a landfill? Landfill is stuff that is just thrown, maybe it's not thrown outside your house, but it is, the trucks will carry it. Like right now I'm in Delhi, so it will carry it, and it will go outside Delhi, find a large place and just dump it, and slowly it becomes a huge landfill. So this is a landfill. You can see on the left side, this is the largest landfill of Asia. It is in Ghazipur. So the first time when I saw this landfill, I thought it was a mountain. I did not realize this was a pile of waste that had, the pile had just become so big over the years that now it's a mountain. And there are trucks which go above the landfill to keep dumping, and the landfill is just becoming bigger. So not dump 20 plastic bags into about impact. When I look, the moment I look, I'm switching from plastic bags to cotton bags. So the issue of washing was there. So I wash blood using these bags. I see nothing. This is a beautiful cotton pad. It's very lightweight. It's good for you. Good for you. The pad can be used for at least 3 years. 3 years. After there's in India, we have wanted to cloth, like the watching. No, even when I started menstruating, the first thing that my mother gave me was a piece of cloth, and slowly, when we saw a lot of advertisements on television, then we switched to uh, plastic bags. But it's just amazing. The next thing, then I think I stuck to just this one change in my life for a very long time of using cotton pads. This year, and I started doing a lot more things. This is the COVID started. there was spotlight on the environment, on human beings' impact on
Sorry to
nature.
interrupt, ma'am. There is some connection error probably at your end. Voice is not clear. Everyone is saying. So sorry, ma'am, to interrupt.
Can you hear me now?
I think it is better. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So,
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, great. So, I was talking about COVID. So, ever since COVID happened, the pandemic happened, there's such thought on the environment and how the human being and the environment and what's going on. I don't think before is even thought about this. Now, every day you're hearing about whether we should be vegan or we should be vegetarian or we should be vegetarians. Or how we can go for composting, and one is inorganic or dry. I should not say dry and wet, because a lot of stuff that I threw in the organic is also dry. So it's not about dry and wet. It's about, you can differentiate as something that was once living and something that was never living. So plastic one side, paper one side, and vegetables one side. Okay. What happened? It's not moving. Right. The next thing, as I shared, these are microgreens. I don't know if you've ever heard of microgreens. You would have heard of sprouts, right? Your mother makes sprouts at home, and you would have heard that sprouts are very nutritious. You must eat sprouts. So these are just elder siblings of sprouts. So when you keep sprouts for a longer time, they start growing. Okay, they can even grow in water. So these pictures are, this is moong and this is chana. This has been grown in water. So this is also microgreen, which I just showed you. This is also microgreen, but I have grown it in compost and little bit of soil. But you can also grow it in water. There are many videos available on YouTube. And it is such a beautiful experiment to grow something on your own. This is the first time I grew something. And it is said that the microgreen is the stage of the plant up till just 2 leaves. Beyond 2 leaves, it is not a microgreen. So when you eat microgreens, you can see on the right side, these are microgreens. You can just cut them and eat them raw. So how do you eat them? Maybe in sandwiches or salads or soups. And it has 40 to 50% more vitamins than adult plants. And that is why microgreens must be eaten. I used my compost to grow a small kitchen garden in my house. Again, all of this was done during the COVID time. And you can see these are small microgreens of palak, of spinach. They are still growing. I've not harvested them. So, in Bangalore, there is an organization called as 𝐒𝐔𝐁𝐒. You can go to their website, and they administer this pledge that that I will live my life in a closed loop. Closed loop means I will compost. I will use that compost to grow a kitchen garden, and I will use that kitchen garden, the vegetables and fruits grown there, to cook in my kitchen. And again, I will use these fruit peels to compost. So it is a closed loop. Nothing is going out of this loop, right? No waste is being generated, and whatever waste is being generated, I'm utilizing the waste also. So this is a closed loop pledge. So I went to that website and I signed the pledge. So now I am duty bound to do this. I had just mentioned that these days people are even questioning their food choices. In 2013, my husband, who is a psychiatrist, he became vegan. Now, I don't know whether you've heard of veganism. Veganism is a step ahead of vegetarianism. So vegetarians don't eat flesh, right? So they will not eat chicken, or maybe some of them may have dairy and eggs, but they'll not go beyond that. So I also used to take dairy and I used to take eggs. Same for my husband. So in 2013, he read a book called Food Revolution by John Robbins. You know who is John Robbins? Okay. So you would have eaten the ice cream of Baskin Robbins. Yeah. So Baskin Robbins, you would have heard, right? So he is a multi-millionaire, right? Baskin Robbins. and John Robbins is his son. So he was going to inherit the entire empire. So John Robbins writes that when he was small, he used to get ice cream for breakfast. And they had a swimming pool in the shape of an ice cream. But when he realized that dairy industry and the industry of creating non-vegetarian food is harmful for the environment, then he just quit all of that. He left his father's house and he went and lived inside a forest for many years, and then he wrote this book. So I insist that these days, when you're free, you can read this book, Food Revolution, and think whether you want to go vegan. So I and my husband went vegan in 2013. My husband is still vegan, although I went back to dairy. So that's my bad. And I'm now that I speak to you every single day, I feel, oh, I should go back to veganism. So I did leave eggs, but I have gone back to dairy. So I also need to again become vegan, because see on the right side, a vegan diet saves every single day you are a vegan, you save one animal's life, 4,000 liters of water, 20 kg of grain, and how much? 10 kg of carbon dioxide. So veganism is good for the planet. Have you thought that our feeding choices? So you are small now, but you can probably look at your sisters, elder brother, elder sisters. So when they have little babies, how do they feed the babies? Do they breastfeed or do they give formula feed? So when I was small, I was breastfed, and my brother was also breastfed. But when I was growing up, I saw more and more children were being formula fed and being given the bottle. So do you know that just to produce 1 kg of that formula powder, you would see Nano and Legend and all these things. In fact, when you go to a pharmacy shop, the first thing in front of you that you see are series of formula powder bars. And just to produce 1 kg of this, you need 4,000 liters of water to make 1 kg of formula bar. And how much water do you need to produce 1 liter of milk? Maybe the 5 glasses of water that mother drinks, right? So it is not environment friendly. So I am a gynecologist, and since the last 5 years or so, my main work has shifted to promoting breastfeeding. So I now work as a lactation consultant, and this is the environmental impact that I share with mothers. That when you choose, think about this, that you're going to give formula to your kid for 1 year, then look at the environmental impact of it. Few more things I would like to show you. That now my gifting choices have changed. So earlier, maybe we used to go to an Archie shop, get a nice card to gift on a birthday, or go to a mall, buy something and gift. But now, what am I gifting these days? So I'll just show a few things to you. So look at this. You can see Gandhiji's photograph. So this is like a nice thing you can keep on your table. And this, you know, how is this made? This is made from flowers. So this Ghazipur landfill, which I just showed you, just near that, there is an organization that's working. What do? They take all the flowers that are thrown from temples, or just close this now. Just thrown from temples, or there is a lot of flowers go waste. So they collect it, they take out the petals, and look at this face. This face has been made by petals. These small lines have been made by cutting petals. So this is an organization called Gul Meher that works with poor women, and they make this stuff. So this is what I gift now. Let me show you something more. So I gifted these. This is Holi. In Holi we play colors, right? So these are colors made out of beetroot and rose. So this is what I gifted during Holi this time, and totally environment friendly. These are bags made of jeans. So the jeans that you wear, and it becomes tight when you grow up. So what do you do to that jeans? You throw, right? So that jeans these people take and they make beautiful stuff out of it. So you can see the bag on the screen. So I have this bag also. It is made out of jeans. You can look at this purse. It is made out of plastic. So they take plastic bags that are thrown from homes. So this plastic bags they cut into strips and they make such beautiful purses from it. You can look at this. This is a book cover. Book cover made out of plastic. These are my gifts these days. Can you look at this? This is a notebook made from recycled paper, the paper that we throw. So now you must be thinking, now what is recycling and what is upcycling? Now, recycling is converting your waste into something usable, but of a lesser level. Okay, of a lesser level. So your newspaper is made up of recycled paper. So you will see that the quality is not very good. So it is recycled from paper that is thrown away from maybe industries or homes. Upcycling is upcycle. So you convert your waste into a form that is better than the original form. So this is upcycling. You have upcycled plastic into something more useful. Okay. You can look at this. This is a bookmark. So beautiful. It is made out of what? Waste cloth. And then just one satin ribbon has been put there. Look at this. This is an upcycled pen stand. It is made out of grass. Can you imagine? This is wool and this is grass. Look at this. So instead of buying a plastic bowl for your fruits, you put your fruits on your dining table or in your kitchen, don't buy a plastic bowl because plastic does not degrade. It can never be decomposed. And most of the time, you will not even give it to a recycler. It probably will break and you'll just throw it in the dustbin and it will go to the landfill. Most of the time, the stuff that can be recycled never reaches the recycler because you don't segregate it. So the milk bags that can be recycled, you don't give it to the recycler. You just throw it in the dustbin and it lands up in the landfill. So this is a nice basket made out of grass and also provides employment to a lot of women here. Look at this. What is this? This is a straw. This is a steel straw. So now when I go outside to drink juice, I carry my own straw. I don't take plastic straws because plastic straws again is plastic. And now to actually I don't even use straw because I just take the coconut and drink directly. Look at this. So how does your mother or the bai in your house, how does she wash the utensils? So you must have seen Scotch Brite, right? The green colored Scotch Brite. So most of you must have either the Scotch Brite, which is made of plastic, or the silver wire in your kitchen, which is used to scrub. So one is made of silver wire, not silver but wire. One is made of plastic. Both of them are non-biodegradable. So why don't you switch to this? This is just like Scotch Brite. It is made of coconut coir, the coconut that you throw, and then that is taken and it's converted into this. Totally biodegradable. Why don't the clips that you use at your home are of plastic? This is made of bamboo, totally biodegradable. And you know why bamboo is good? Because bamboo takes just 3 weeks to become into a tree. It is the fastest growing tree on the planet. So if you use anything of bamboo, that's entirely sustainable for the planet. So this is what I use in my house, bamboo clips. What else can I show you? Okay, so look at this. So you use this for cleaning your utensils, or maybe this. These are detergents that we use. Have you, or you use Harpic in your toilet, or you use some detergents for your floor? Have you ever thought the impact of these chemicals on your body or on the environment? Let's talk about the environment. If you just read the label of Harpic, it is written hydrochloric acid very strong. Don't touch. It can be hazardous to you. Okay, it is hazardous to you. What is going to happen when you flush that Harpic solution down the drain, down the toilet? It is going to land into some lake or some ocean. You have not touched it, but now it has gone to the ocean, and now it is going to touch some fish or some crab or some maybe plant or weed there. So it has gone from your house, but it has spoiled the ocean. So we need to go away from this chemical based detergents. So what you can do in the meantime, you can make bioenzyme. So what is bioenzyme? Bioenzyme is just with the process of fermentation. You can see on the left side, it has used citrus peels. Citrus fruits are what? Lemon, mosambi, and orange. With the help of them, you can create this bioenzyme. This is what I just made last month. Okay, so you can use jaggery, you can use the citrus peels, and you can use water. In just 1 month, you get bioenzyme. So this bioenzyme is a highly concentrated detergent, but it is natural. So you can just use this for cleaning your platforms, cleaning your utensils, the floors, the toilets, and it is totally chemical free. So these are the little changes that you can make in your life. Okay. Uh, in your refrigerator, when you store your vegetables and fruits, your mom must be just maybe storing it in the plastic itself, or she must be storing it in some netted plastic pouch. So can you use this? नहीं अभी तो हाँ, just one sec.
Change it to this.
Yeah. Yeah. So I was saying that you can take this home, or you can buy, and you can store your vegetables in this. You can carry with yourself a cloth bag in your purse, and you can use this to carry vegetables and fruits home instead of taking plastic. And I would like to show this, which I really, really like. Okay, so this is a seed flag. So what is a seed flag? This is what I gift now. Seed flag is, you can hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Great. So there are certain seeds impregnated into this. You can see little seeds here impregnated into this paper. So I gift a flag to my friends or whoever I need, and this flag can be planted or it will grow into a plant. I give these the seeds with seeds at the end. I give this to children. They have used it, they can plant this much and it grows into a plant. And there was a seed bomb also here. I don't know where it has gone. Doesn't matter. So these are little changes that you can make in your life. Now, these are not huge changes. Are they huge? Are they very difficult? No, right? So these are seed bombs. You can see in the on the left side. So this is just a seed surrounded by clay, and it can be gifted on birthdays or as return gifts or to your friends. So these are seed bombs. You can just throw them in an area where there is plain land, and it will grow into a tree, and you can have the satisfaction that, oh, I have planted a tree. So these are seed bombs. You can see on the right side the bamboo brushes. So do you know, I had read somewhere that our plastic brushes are the second largest source of plastic pollution in oceans, because where does we probably use the brush for maybe 3 to 6 months and throw it. What happens to that brush? Instead, can you get a bamboo brush? Totally recyclable. Yeah, so these are small changes that you can make in your life, and small changes with huge impact. I have started doing these things, and I think it has made my life much simpler and with a lot of contentment that I'm living a sustainable life. Can you do all of this? You are in 10th standard, I've heard. So little children have the power of influencing parents, because whenever children say something, parents are like, okay, we'll do it for you. So can you convert your house into a more sustainable house? I don't know whether your mother is going to actually make this bioenzyme and convert to this, but if you are insistent enough, why can't you make this? So use the power of being children and change your house, change it into a more environmentally sustainable house. I'm going to share all the links of the organizations and the NGOs that can help you become more sustainable, because you can't do this alone. You will need information, you will need support. So I'll send these links, and the change the climate change people will send it to you. Now, what is this? So this is a book that I wrote, which you can see on the screen, and this is the book that I wrote last year, and it has just been published this year in January. So this is the first book of my life, and a dream of maybe last 10 years. I'm 36 years old, so when I was maybe 22 or 23, people used to tell me, Taru, you write very well, and maybe a book is going to come out of you one day, and it has come out of me. So what is this book about? This book is about something that I 2014. So between 2014 and 2016, those 2 years, I belong to Bombay, right? So born and brought up in Bombay, big city and big buildings and a lot of luxuries. And when I was studying to become a doctor, I used to go to areas to serve for small time, maybe 2 weeks, because obviously I have my MBBS to do. And then I saw that the rural areas in our country really need our help. And it was my dream to finish my MD, which I did in obstetrics and gynecology. What is gynecology? Childbirth. Take care of mothers who want to deliver. So I wanted to serve mothers in rural areas. That was my dream. So the moment I finished my MD from Bombay, the first thing I did was I ran away from Bombay and I went to Bihar. So you would know about Bill Gates. Bill Gates, the richest man on the planet. So when he earned a lot of money and he was retiring, maybe 60 years old, he felt that I've earned a lot of money. Now I should contribute. I should give something back to the society that has given me so much money. So he came to the underdeveloped countries of the world, like Africa or India, and he said that I want to help. I have a lot of money. Tell me where you want me to put the money. When he came to India in 2009, he went to the government of India and said, I have money. Tell me how I can help you. So they sent him to Bihar. So Bihar is a state very poor in infrastructure and very poor health parameters. So he came to Bihar and he saw that the condition of mothers and children was very poor in villages and in hospitals. The hospitals also were very poor. So he started a project there where he called doctors from other parts of the country to train the doctors in Bihar or to help transform the villages. So as a part of that project, I went to Bihar, from Bombay to Bihar in 2014. And I stayed there till 2016, 2 years. So those 2 years, the journey was just so fascinating and something that I could never have imagined. And the best time of my life, I would say, if the last moments of your life, it is said that the whole life just runs through in front of you. So those 2 years are going to be those moments, in the last moments that I'm going to see, because I don't think I'm ever going to forget it. That was the time that I had gone to serve, to contribute, give back to the society which had given me so much. Even when I'm getting educated in government medical colleges or government schools, I hardly have to give any fees because everything is subsidized by the government. I have to give back. But most of the doctors immediately think of setting up a private practice or joining a corporate hospital or going abroad. I thought, no, I have to first give back. Everybody tells us, oh, get settled first. These things can be done later. You first have children. You first have a bank balance. You should first have a house. But I said, no, that can wait. I want to give back first. So I went to Bihar and I lived there with lot of with villagers, and you can see these photographs that I have put in the presentation. So this is a village meeting. I see, you can look at me. I'm here. I'm here. This is me in the blue dress, and this is Nivedita. She came from Mangalore. She was a nurse. So both of us are sitting here, and we are conducting a meeting, a village meeting with so many villagers, and we are talking about the issue of malnutrition. Malnutrition means even though they are farmers, they do not have nutritious food to eat because they just sell everything. They, whatever rice or whatever they grow, they just sell everything for money. So their children in turn do not have much to eat, even though they are farmers. It was so sad for me that these farmers are serving me. Farmers of UP, Bihar, Punjab, Haryana, they are serving us, but their children are malnourished. So I started a project, community farming, in which even though I was a doctor, I was a gynecologist. I every morning before my OPD, I used to go to the fields and do farming with them and grow fruits and vegetables so that their children can come out of malnutrition. Another issue there was lack of hygiene. People would not wash hands. People would just defecate in the open. There were no toilets. So this is what I made. This is called as, I don't know whether you've heard of this. This is inspired by the Tippy Tap project in Africa. Tippy Tap. So I have used very basic things to make a wash basin. So you can see this lady is washing hand just outside my OPD. So I have just used few bamboos, Lifebuoy soap, an old can, and few the concept of pulleys to make a wash basin. So this can be made at anyone's home. And these days, due to COVID, this becomes all the more important. You know, wash basin is a concept of only cities. Rural areas don't have wash basins. So this can really help in rural areas. You can search this Tippy Tap, or you can search Nirmal. Nirmal. So Tippy Tap was also duplicated in India. Duplicated in India by Dr. Pawan, and he called it Nirmal. And many villages in Maharashtra now have Nirmal. So you can search this online and make this in your home. It's very simple. So for malnutrition, you can look at this little kid. So this difference, you can see the left and the right kid is the same. Difference is just in 6 days. So we used to take care of malnourished kids, and in just 6 days, this is what the kid became. And look at this kid on the left side. This kid, when she came to us, she was 5 years old with the weight of a 5-month-old kid. 5-year-old kid with the weight of a 5-month-old kid, had never walked in her life and was all the time lying down because she had no energy, lot of bones sticking out like as if some kid from Somalia or Africa. We took care of her, and this is what she became on the right side. This is what she became in just 3 months. And can anything match the satisfaction of this change or this change that we could bring about in Bihar? No amount of money can match this. And I was so glad that immediately after after completing my education, I went to Bihar and I gave my 2 years of service, of giving back to the society, giving back to my country for what it had given me. And now, from 2016, I came back, right? Now I'm living my own life. Now I'm not there in Bihar because I'm ill, so I had to come back. So it's okay. You don't have to live your whole life in rural areas. Can you give 1 year? So now you're small. You're in 10th standard. So you still have to figure out which branch, first of all, which branch you want to work in. So one of the questions that you should think is, in which field I want to contribute to my country, which field I'm good at. So when I was in 10th standard and I had to think what I should do in life, in 11th and 12th, my granny, my grandmother, she became ill and she was bedridden. She was paralyzed. So it was I was smallest in the house. It was my job to take care of her. So my elder brother is a doctor, so he taught me how to give food from the pipe in the nose, how to put a tube for her to pass urine. And he taught me, she used to get bed sores because she was on the bed all the time, so she was getting sores all over her back. So it was my job to take care of the sores, and I used to do daily dressings in 11th standard. So that's when I realized that I'm very good at taking care of people, and I like to take care of people. So I will become a good doctor or I will become a good nurse. This is what I had thought. So I had thought about how I will be able to contribute to the world. So I'm going to end the presentation now. So enough. So I will just leave you with one thing. One of my mentors is Dr. Abhay Bang. He is a follower of Gandhiji, and he is a doctor who has spent 25 to 30 years of his life in a remote tribal area in Gadchiroli in Maharashtra. So he once told me, when I told him how to decide where to work, in which field to work, how do we decide that? And he said, Vinoba Bhave was also his mentor. So he said, Vinoba Bhave always used to say that your work is decided by two things. The first thing is called as Swabhava, and the second thing is called as Swadharma. So what is Swabhav? Swabhav is your nature. Your nature. What are you good at? So my nature was, I was good at biology because I was good at looking at nature and those kind of things. I was not at all good at maths. Whereas somebody else may be good at maths and physics and he likes maybe to become an engineer or a scientist. So what is your Swabhav? You first have to understand that. And the second thing is Swadharma. What is dharma? Dharma is duty. Swadharma. What is my duty? What is the duty of our generation at this time? So maybe in 1930 or 1940, the Swadharma of people was to fight for freedom, because that was the greatest issue in India at that point of time. But today, fighting for freedom is not our Swadharma because we are already free. So what is our Swadharma today? So it could be many things. A few things I think of are terrorism, fighting terrorism. So can you do something to fight terrorism? Second thing would be environmental change. Climate change is the second Swadharma of our generation, which probably our grandparents did not have that much of an issue, because this global, this climate issue has only happened in the last 50, 60 years. The acute problem. So second Swadharma will be environmental change. Third Swadharma will be serving rural areas, which was my Swadharma. Serving mothers and children in rural areas is my Swadharma. So he told that when your Swadharma and your Swabhav, they match, then the point where they intersect is what you have to do in your life. It is your destiny. It is your purpose in life. So my Swabhav was, I wanted to be a doctor. I wanted to serve. And my Swadharma was serving mothers and children in rural areas. So these things intersected in Bihar. And that is why I could do so well there. And that is why this book has come out. If I would have ended up working in some corporate, I would not have done my best. We do our best when our Swabhav and our Swadharma both match. So what is your Swabhav? That is the first thing that you have to think of. So once your Swabhav is ready, then think of the Swadharma of today. What is today's generation? What is the greatest demand of this country on you? And what can you serve? And when these things come together, then that's your purpose. So I'll just leave you with this last quote. The best moments in our lives are not the passive and relaxing times. The best moments are when your mind or your body is stretched to its limits in an effort to accomplish something difficult and worthwhile. Amazing quote. I love this quote because enjoyment. So my husband had told me that you can spend your life either in enjoyment or you can spend your life in creating something. Choose how you want to spend your life. You want to enjoy through your life? Okay, fine. Or you want to create something in life for somebody else. You have to decide that. So these are my last words to you. You can stay in touch with me on Facebook. My name is Taru Jindal, or Instagram, and I'll send all the links to you. Thanks a lot for attending. Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for that wonderful presentation and web. I am 100% sure that these young minds have been ignited and they would do their bit in conserving nature, making this world a place to live in, because, of course, brains are going to be in their hands now. Ma'am, we have questions from these kids, and I must say they are really nice and lovely questions.
Look at all of them. Can I look at all of them?
Look at all of them. Sure, ma'am.
I'm going to
guys, on your video cameras.
Yeah, great. So how do I, how many are there? 158.
Yes, ma'am.
So how do, ek minute, I have to exit this speaker view, na?
No, ma'am. You just have to be there, and you will be able to speak while even Jack would be telling the questions, and then you would be able to answer. Ma'am, to see everyone, you just have to click on the lower right. There will be a small box, and you'd be able to see a lot of people. And there is one grid view also.
I could see you and 2-3 more. That's all I'm seeing.
Okay.
1 second.
Just.
Participants. Okay, I'm not able to see.
Ma'am, you have to just scroll the videos wherever you can see the 3 people or the 4 people. If you scroll them, you will be able to see all of them.
Okay, 1 second.
Does that work?
One second.
Ma'am, you can stop the screen sharing.
What you can do is you can start shooting the questions first.
Yes, ma'am. And ma'am, if you could stop the screen sharing, then your video will become better, and maybe you will be able to see the other kids as well.
So I have to stop the share?
Yes, ma'am. The screen sharing.
Okay.
So, ma'am, wherever you can see.
Stop the share.
Yes, ma'am. Now you will see a very small box where probably you can see us, like any one of us. You have to just scroll that, like maybe right or left, and you will see a stream of videos coming.
Very good. I could see everyone.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, ma'am, we'll start with the questions.
Yes, please.
Yes, ma'am. So we had many questions from many children, and they were really nice ones. So the first question is, why can't we engineer plastic in such a way that the bonds are easily broken and it becomes biodegradable?
Yeah, so they are trying, right? So they are trying to make bioplastics. So bioplastic is a kind of plastic that some scientists have made, which probably degrades faster. But the whole concept is this, that do we want to continue with the use and throw mentality? Use it, throw it, right? Have you not, like I remember when I was smaller, how my mother used to do things in the kitchen. We never bought a scrubber for the utensils. Never. There was never a scrubber in the home. You know how she used to wash utensils? So little soap, whenever we use soap for hand wash, so whenever little bit used to get left, now we throw it. So she used to collect all of them and she used to put it inside an old socks. which has got torn or something, holes in the socks. So she used to put it in the socks, and then she used to tie it and put it in the kitchen, and that was used to wash the utensils. Look at the engineering of this lady, how she utilized the soap and also utilized the socks. So, is use and throw the mentality we want to continue with? Because use and throw is going to create that landfill. Even if you create a bioplastic, even if you create a plastic that does not degrade, does not take 500 years, maybe takes 7 years to degrade. Okay, but 7 years, it is still going to be there in the landfill. Can you not use a cloth bag, or can you not use a cloth in your, can you not keep a cloth bag in your bag, or can you not use the coconut fiber? Why use plastic at all?
Right. Next question is, how does being vegan save land, carbon dioxide emissions, and grains?
Yeah, so it is said that the greatest carbon dioxide emissions in the world are not because of automobiles or trains or cars. You know how carbon dioxide emissions maximize in the world? It's because of animal agriculture. What is animal agriculture? Growing animals or uh, livestock, livestock, lots of cattle and lots of hens and chickens. They are reared in these huge grasslands for milk, for meat, and related products, eggs and dairy. So this is animal agriculture, and they are only grown for our consumption. So the amount of carbon dioxide that is released from animal agriculture is the most in the world. Read it anywhere. So it is said that when we become vegans, we do not use animals for our food or our maybe clothes or like silk or honey. So the carbon dioxide emissions decrease, and veganism is good for the planet. This is what even WHO has said. So it is proven veganism saves the environment.
Right. Ma'am, then we have one question. That plastic is known to be the cheapest of all. And in a country like India, which is poverty stricken, how can we invest on biodegradable things?
Yeah. So, for example, look at this pad. So this one pad is what? How much? It's I think rupees. Years. And the plastic pad, one pad may be 2 rupees or 2.5 rupees, right? But
Yes.
but you have to buy it every single time your packet gets over, and you are dumping the landfill, you are dumping the environment, and this 160 rupees is going to stay with you for 3 years, and in that case maybe 70 rupees per month, plastic pads. So if you do the math of it, this is still cheaper. Instead of using this cost me how much? This is made out of grass. So there is some noise coming. Can you mute everyone?
Everyone, please mute yourselves.
Yeah. So this cost me like what, 400 rupees. Okay. So you would say, the plastic one is cheap, we should buy plastic. But the cost is not just to you. Look at the cost to the environment. What is the cost to the environment of that plastic bowl, and the cost to the environment of this? So I probably had to shell out some more money for this than for the plastic. But I would rather pay more and take this than take the plastic, because I'm always taking into account the cost to the environment. Are you taking into account the cost to the environment, or are you just thinking of cost to your own wallet? We have to think of environment as our relative. as our parent, as our mother, we say mother nature, right? Mother nature. We will always take care of mother nature. So I'm gathered by this than plastic. I will not think of money in this. Yes. What next?
Check. I'm not sure what's wrong.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah. Go ahead with the questions.
Okay. So, ma'am, the next question is, what degrades faster, cloth or paper, and why?
Okay, so as I said, my chemistry, physics, and maths was very poor. I could only do biology, and that is why I became a doctor. So you are asking me all physics and chemistry questions. But okay, so you asked me cloth degrades first or paper degrades first. So I think paper. Of course, paper. This cotton cloth will take a longer time to degrade. There is no question about it. But cloth will stay with you for a longer time. It is fully decomposable and it won't tear, it will just be there with you for a longer time. Paper, how long does it stay? It will just get torn and you're done with it. So we have to use things that will stay with us for a longer time. That's the whole deal here.
Right. Then, ma'am, another question is, can upcycled plastic be made from home?
From?
Can upcycled plastic be made from home?
Yes. So can upcycling be done at home? I think that's the question. So of course you can do it at home. So you don't have to keep going to NGOs to buy upcycled things. So your mothers and your grandmothers were experts at upcycling things at home. So one of the ways my mother used to upcycle thing was when I was small, my frocks, when they used to tear or become old, she used to cut the frock and then she used to put a thread and then it used to become something that she, like an apron, she used to wear it around her tummy in the kitchen. We don't have to buy an apron to wear in the kitchen, right? So she used to make the aprons from my frocks or my kurtas. So upcycling definitely can be done at home. The reason why I mentioned these organizations was upcycling or recycling businesses also employ a lot of poor men and women, right? So in addition to upcycling and recycling, you're also providing employment to them. So now your children, but when you grow up and when you start earning money, your every 10 rupees is a vote. Just remember that it's a vote to what you support. So if I have to spend 100 rupees, will I give 100 rupees to a plastic bowl or will I give 100 rupees to this, which not only saves the environment but also provides employment to an old woman in some remote village in Punjab? Right? Every single rupee is a vote.
Okay, ma'am. Ma'am, another question is, why do microgreens have more nutrients and vitamins than the normal grains?
These are microgreens, right? So it is said that so the concept is the same. Why do your parents have told you sprouts are very good, right? So sprouts have a lot of nutrition. Why sprouts have nutrition? Because once the seeds are germinating and microgreen is the stage till 2 leaves have come. So these are microgreens. So in this stage, the plant has a lot of vitamins and minerals inside it. The moment leaves have come out, like after 2 leaves, more leaves are coming out, then all the energy of the plant goes in photosynthesis, making more and more leaves. And the energy in the plant is utilized for that. So you will not get, and I don't know whether I'm explaining it properly to you, but the concept is that till the time microgreen stage is there, till that time vitamins and minerals are more, because the entire energy of the plant is still latent in it. It's just there. It has not got invested in any other thing. The moment leaves start to come out and branches start to come out, the entire vitamins and minerals will go to growing the plant. Okay, right now plant has not grown, so when you consume microgreens you will get much more nutrition than you get from adult plants. I hope I have said that right.
Okay, ma'am, then like you very clearly talked about using metal straws instead of plastic straws. So one of the children have a doubt that which will degrade faster? Will the metal straw degrade faster than the plastic straw? And how will that happen?
So this will not degrade at all, I think. I don't think this degrades, but I will just use one metal straw in my whole life. But if I use plastic, every single time I drink naripani or I drink a juice or I drink a lassi or buttermilk, I will keep taking, or fruity or any drink, coke or something. I'll keep taking hundreds and hundreds of straws in my whole life and keep dumping that. Do you know these straws are so notorious? They will go to the ocean and they will get stuck in the eyes of some fish or nose of some crab or some ears of some. So recently, this was posted. A video was posted on Facebook that this one plastic bottle got stuck in some head of some tortoise, and the tortoise could not swim because of that, and it will die. So a lot of these small things that we use now, they get ultimately make their way to the ocean and they get stuck into all these things of the animals. So even though this is not going to get degraded, this can get recycled very easily. It can get melted and it can get recycled. So and I will just use one of this where I'll use hundreds and hundreds of plastic straws. I'll not throw this, right?
Okay. Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, then there was another question which talked about looking at the supply chain margins of the industries, like the industries you were talking about, which produce biodegradable material. So we do have to look at the supply chain margins because it is basically about demand and supply. So if people won't have the demand, there won't be any supply. So how do we tackle that?
Of course. So only when the demand is created, organizations will have the courage to start working on such issues. If we do not demand for biodegradable things, then the industries will just keep making all the plastic nonsense. These days, some NGOs are working on these important issues of biodegradable this and that, and maybe this upcycled plastic. But if you don't go ahead and buy this, will they survive beyond 2 years? What will happen? They say, "Oh, we tried, but nobody's buying. So let us just stop this organization." So they will stop this organization, and they will again start making plastic purses or leather purses, right? So only when you all give your vote to biodegradable, compostable, environment-friendly products, only then these organizations will have the courage to go on. Only when I buy this as a gift, as a birthday gift for someone, that this organization will continue to upcycle flowers. Yes?
Right.
So demand has to be there.
Okay, so ma'am, this next question is on one of the research projects I did. It is about e-waste management. So the person asks about how will we tackle e-waste along with medical waste, like use syringes and scalpels and blades and everything along with the e-waste.
How do we deal with this? Are you asking that?
Yes, ma'am.
Right. So now the most important thing that you can do in your house is waste segregation. Right. So you can have 2 dustbins in your kitchen. So you can tell your mom, throw all the kitchen waste which was once alive, because she'll get confused with dry and wet. So you just say which was once alive. You can put in one dustbin and that can be composted with very nice home composters. You can easily learn it online. Daily Dump is one such organization in Bangalore. The second, dustbin have all the other material which can be recycled. So that can give it to your kachra wala who comes every morning, because he's going to separate all of that. He'll give paper to one industry, the newspapers to somebody else, plastics to somebody else. So he will help in recycling. Now, all the batteries, all the old phones, so all these things that you have in your house, laptops, so the e-waste you can collect inside one cardboard box. You can just make label e-waste, and in 1 year's collection, you can give it to e-waste recyclers. So there are proper e-waste recyclers in every city. Just Google it, who's in your city. They will actually come to your home and buy it from you. So one I know is kabadiwala.com. So kabadiwala.com is an actual site. I don't know where it works, which all cities. Delhi definitely works. So they will come to your house and buy the e-waste from you, and they will then recycle batteries and which are not good for the environment. They will recycle it and use it again. The next is biomedical waste. So biomedical waste is swabs, syringes, needles, have been pricked once, so they are blood stained. Or it could be bandages. It could be, do you know that your sanitary pads which you throw are also biomedical waste because they have blood, right? So imagine a person who has HIV or hepatitis C. If she throws her pad in the open, imagine that. So ideally, pads cannot be thrown with household waste. It has to be separately disposed as biomedical waste. Whenever you're throwing a plastic pad, newspaper and make a large red dot over it, so that your kachrawala knows this is a sanitary pad and he will not just touch it with his hand. Imagine there's a person with HIV, she has just thrown the blood pad and that kachrawala touches his hand and there is a cut in his hand. So biomedical waste you can collect in a separate cardboard or plastic dabba so that nobody gets pricked with it. So plastic is the best, but big dabba, right? Biomedical waste. Collect all the biomedical waste maybe of 3 months, and then go to your nearest district hospital or peripheral health center in your area and tell them. Anyways, they have heaps and heaps of biomedical waste to throw. So they will easily take yours. Okay, so biomedical waste can go there. E-waste can go to the e-waste recycler. The plastic waste or the dry waste can go to the kachrawala, and your organic waste can be composted. You will become zero waste. Zero waste. Zero waste lifestyle.
Yes, ma'am. That's great. So we as medicos, we are learning about it in a lot of detail about waste management and everything. So all you guys, whoever's going to be taking up medicine soon, you will learn about it all. All right. Don't worry. So, ma'am, now we have a very pertinent question is how do we compost? Like, how do we make compost? Do we use raw peels? Do we use cooked peels?
Yeah.
How do we do it?
So the concept is your whatever peels that you generate in your house, so that has to be put in that. So imagine you are not buying your compost, so you're making the compost in your house. So you can just take a matka, you know matka, you go out and buy a matka from the road, make some few holes so that air can go inside. Air will cause help in, it's called this aerobic decomposition. We are doing it aerobic processing, not anaerobic. So aerobic needs air. So make some holes. Tell him only to make the holes. Put your kachra in it. Add equal amount of dry waste you have put. So this will have nitrogen. So you have to put a waste that has carbon. So what will you put to neutralize this? So you can put anything that is dry. You can put shredded paper, newspaper, or you can put dry leaves. So you just go out now, all the leaves are being shed by the trees. Just collect all of that, make some chura of it, and just put it in your composter. So one part of your kitchen waste and one part of dry waste. So dry can be cocoa peat. Cocoa peat is something that you can buy from the market. Cocoa peat means the coconut fiber has been just shredded very small. This is just cut very small. So that can be used as the dry waste. Newspaper, shredded newspaper, dry leaves. These are all dry waste, 1:1 ratio. Just carrying it in your pot. Wet waste, dry waste, wet waste, dry waste. So your pot will get filled with that. Just keep mixing it. Air is coming inside. Automatically the bacteria will start acting. Within 6 to 8 weeks, your compost will be ready. So don't just listen to me and start doing it. I will send you videos. You can follow Vani Murthy. Vani Murthy is called the Worm Rani because she has started the composting movement. So you can follow Vani Murthy on Facebook and Instagram. I will also send her videos to you.
Sure. Harish Kumar has a question. He has been raising time. Harish, please type your question in the chat box. Till then, ma'am, there was this one question which even I feel that you should really answer. That in this lockdown time, how do we do something? What do we do and how do we do it so that we can contribute and do something as students?
Yes. So when during the lockdown, I was also actually for me lockdown wasn't different because I am in lockdown since 4 years. I have a brain tumor and I am undergoing chemotherapy. So since 4 years I'm struggling with this illness. So I'm anyways in lockdown. So it's not difficult for me. But yes, so everyone is at home now, and I know it will be very difficult for you because it's your growing age. You can't go out to play. You can't meet your friends. Very difficult. You can't go out and play cricket. So difficult. So you can and studies. You can keep studying all the time, even if it's 10 standard. So I think for me, lockdown has been the best time of the last 4 years because in lockdown I could do so many things that otherwise I could not do. There's no distraction. There are no movies to see. I cannot go out. I cannot go eat at some hotel. I am just in my house. So I did so many things I wanted to do since a long time. The first thing was starting to compost. So a lot of time goes in composting because then you have to monitor your mother. You have to monitor your mother. She's segregating the waste, take all the waste, go to the composter, do the thing every day. I spend a lot of time in kitchen gardening. So trying to make my own life more and more sustainable. I did composting, I did kitchen gardening. What else did I do? I did a lot of webinars, online webinars like with you all. I did it on breastfeeding also. So trying to impart knowledge and trying to share information with other people. So can you start composting? Can you start a kitchen garden? Can you grow something in your house? So little things you can do, right? So this is my suggestion to you. That will make your time more meaningful.
Okay, ma'am. So we have the last two questions, and then you are free, and everybody's free. So the last questions, ma'am. First is that don't you think that improving the economic health and education of people would itself have on these issues? So we should make those issues as our priority.
So you're saying which issues? Economic issues and?
Economic issues and the social issues, which should be taken into account, and the educational issues.
Yeah. So do you think environment is disconnected from any of this? So one, it has been postulated that COVID has happened because of impact of human beings on the environment. Okay, this is what everyone is saying, and we have to stop the wildlife trade that was happening in China. So even though this is about the environment and we should do more important things, but this environmental impact has led to economic impact, has led to health impact. has led to impact on education. You cannot go to school. People have lost their jobs. So ultimately, it is the environment that has impacted everything else. You cannot say that no, environment is not important. We should do more important things like health and education and economy. But realize that you're living on Earth, you're living on this planet. Environment is the part and parcel of every single choice that you make. Every single choice is going to impact the environment, and that is going to impact everything else. So you cannot disconnect the environment with
Right.
other things. Now you're sitting at home, you can't go to school, hospitals because of this, because of the environment.
Right. Okay, ma'am, so we have the last question for the day. And that question is, do you think thermal death can be prevented or prolonged by waste management? And does waste management decrease the entropy of the environment?
Oh, what is entropy? I don't know what is entropy. I have forgotten entropy. I read this, I think, in 10th or 12th.
Yeah, ma'am, you were 10th.
And first was thermal death.
Yeah.
What is thermal death? I don't know. So these are very complicated technical questions that I can't answer. I'm really sorry.
Oh, ma'am, not a problem. Well,
Yes,
Enoch,
it's okay, ma'am.
your question can be taken up on the group. Do not worry. So, ma'am, the question.
Can I have a picture with everyone? If everyone can switch on the cameras.
Yes, ma'am. Why
Everybody,
not,
please
ma'am?
switch on your videos and smile, and we'll have a nice group picture with everybody. Okay, everybody, switch on your videos and smile.
So can you please give us a feedback of how you felt about the presentation today?
Yes, ma'am. We have a post-webinar form we will fill.
And ma'am, there will be some questions also for that.
Yeah.
What there will be?
Ma'am, we do have a feedback form wherein we have all the questions listed.
Taken the picture, I'll send it.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
So, ma'am, on behalf of everybody, I would like to thank you. Thank you from the core of my heart for taking up time and taking out time from your very, very busy schedule and doing this for all of us, for the 10th, for the college kids, everybody. And you are really, truly an inspiration. And you've taught us to lead the way in the right manner and do something for the environment. And I really, really hope that this session would be catalytic for all the people who have attended it. And of course, like the people are saying, we would love to have many, many webinars with you. Thank you so much.
Thanks a lot, 𝐂𝐻𝐿, for giving me this chance and for arranging this. I know a lot of people here are from Moga, right? So I think Faridkot is near Moga. So this is made by women in Faridkot with an organization called as Kheti Virasat Mission. And the rest from Tamil Nadu. Thanks a lot for joining and listening to me, giving me your 2 hours. Thanks a lot. Stay in touch on Facebook.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Yeah, bye.
Yes, ma'am. And ma'am, there were some questions regarding about how things were to be made. So I think the links that you will share with us, we will further share them. Yes. Thank you so much, ma'am. It was very inspiring and everyone was very happy. There had been very good comments also about you in the chat box. So everyone was really happy about the whole thing. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. All the students are requested to kindly leave the meeting for the day is over. Thank you so much for joining us.